how do I get anything done with rest? I thought it was foolishness. It's like, how am I supposed to get anything done? I have to do it. If nobody's gonna do it, I have to do it. If God doesn't do it, like, just such a prideful mindset. But welcome to the Do It Empty podcast. My name is Shawna PRAEY, and I'm your host for this podcast. This podcast is for those who feel numb, those who are recovering people pleasers, or if you're still a people pleaser, okay? I'm here for you. This podcast is literally for anyone who feels like the joy has been sucked out of their life, like they are struggling in different ways mentally, who feel like they're literally stuck in just so many ways. And this podcast is just me sharing my journey, sharing the strategy that God gave me called Do It Empty. It's a habit, something that I do every day. I have it in mind. I have it in my process. You know, every time I do something, I think about it. And yeah, this is me sharing my journey because I don't want to be numb anymore. I don't want to be stuck. I don't want to be just self-sabotaging. I don't want to stay in a victim mindset because I've been in that place for a long time. So this is just me sharing my journey. So I'm super excited, you guys, for this process, for this journey. And I want to share a bit about what Do It Empty is anyways, because probably like, what is Do It Empty? So Do It Empty is a strategy that God gave me in a time that I was dealing with so much anxiety, like crazy anxiety, struggling to just have a calm mind, struggling to have moments of calm. Hey y'all, Shawna here. As I'm editing, I'm noticing this rope on the side of my screen. Please ignore this throughout the whole video. This is the window cleaner's rope. Thank you. And I was literally struggling to get anything done without using anxiety. Literally struggled to be able to even wash the dishes without feeling like my heart was going to beat out of my chest. Like everything was anxious. Everything was scary to me. And I was so scared of like doing anything wrong. And he told me this strategy. So let me go back a little bit. Okay, let me go back a little bit. I was isolated. I went into isolation, man. I was afraid of people. I had a lot of fear of like people, like social anxiety, going around people, just feeling like, oh my gosh. I went no contact with like pretty much half of my family, a lot of people. So I developed like this thing where I was like really nervous to go outside, like, and interact with people because it felt scary. It felt like I don't want to bump into people that I know. I don't know what I'm going to say. I don't know what I'm going to do. It just felt like a lot. Afraid of myself. Still, years after giving my life to God, I was still afraid of getting to know myself. Still stuck, like in this frozen position. Like, okay, I left everything. I stopped this music career. Go back, it can't do that forever exist. I went no contact with so many people and I was still like stuck. How do I even see myself? Because my only way of understanding myself before was to ask other people. My only way of understanding myself before was through what I did. You know, if I could make people laugh. Or I could show up in a way that I feel like people would be proud of me. If I'm not doing that, then what am I doing? And I literally felt so lost, just completely sad and destroyed. Like I felt like there was nothing to me. Like I was just walking around as a shell. And this is me as a married woman, newly married, discovering what it is to be a wife, walking with God and literally just ignoring God because I was so afraid of connecting with him, because I thought if I connect with God, if I sit in that place with God, there's not going to be anything in me. It's just going to be black. It's just going to be pitch black, a pitch black soul. And then what? Like, I don't want to know that. That's scary. So I literally just avoided it. And I remember asking my husband, like, how do you do anything? He would be so calm when we had to like do something for the day. So it would be like Saturday and it's like, okay, let's go grocery shopping, whatever. He would be so calm. I wake up in the morning, grocery shopping. What time are we going? Da 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 da. Like, I want to know the whole thing. And I'm like, how are you so calm? And his calmness irked me. His calmness bothered me. Like, why are you not as anxious as I am? Like, be anxious with me because it makes me feel better. But the fact that you're calm makes me upset. And after a while of going through that routine and realizing, like, I'm being controlling here. Like, I didn't realize that till after, though. Like, God had to deal with me on that. I was just like, why are you not anxious with me? After that, I asked the question and I was like, how do you do anything? How do you get anything done without being in anxiety? Like, how am I supposed to get anything done? Because my husband would say, like, rest, like, trust God. And I'm like, how do I get anything done with rest? I thought it was foolishness. It's like, how am I supposed to get anything done? I have to do it. If nobody's gonna do it, I have to do it. If God doesn't do it, like, just such a prideful mindset. But maybe you're watching this and you're like, bro, that's literally what I'm thinking. And I was like, if God is not going to just magically get me to the grocery store and pick up the items and all that. So I already woke up with pressure on my chest. I already woke up anxious. I already woke up feeling like, dang, like, I have all this responsibility to do. And when I asked that question, I kept asking it. I think that was one of the first times in a while that I asked and asked and asked, because I was trying to figure it out. Why? Like, how am I supposed to do anything from place of rest? And my husband, he just directed me to God. Ask God. Ask God. I asked God. God told me, he was literally like, I dare you, do it empty. Don't try to prepare your life. That's how you function. And I'm like, huh? Do it empty? God, I'm tired and I need to go to the grocery store. What are you talking about? And I was literally like wrestling with God. Like, what does that mean? What does that mean? But I was also like happy because I was like, oh my God, he actually responded. He actually like gave me a solid answer that I was looking for. So I just kept asking him, God, what does that mean? What does that mean? And that just invited me to like spend time with him and to really dig deeper. He said, I dare you, do it. I dare you, do it means confidence, faith, rest, and trust. Hey y'all, I had to interrupt real quick because if you're loving this content, then you're going to love my new book, Emptied to Emptied. This ebook is literally a mindset shift, a whole redirection. It's going to have the do it empty strategy in there, and it's sharing my personal journey and how I realized that I was stuck in two different versions of myself. A person who didn't know they needed to heal, and a person who was literally trying everything to heal and ignoring it. So y'all, if you're loving this content, grab your Empty to Emptied book. You'll see the link in the description. I'll see you in the video. So he's daring me every day. He's daring you to trust him, to have enough confidence to put your weight on knowing that he's there. Empty. Humility, exchange, and surrender. That is the essence of empty. It's humility. It's being able to say, God, your will, not my will. Being able to practice this. And this is not something that you literally like become perfect in. This is an everyday routine. It's like a reminder, do it empty, okay? How am I doing things? Everything that you do it from this place. Do it from a place of confidence, faith, trust. And then empty is humility, exchange, and surrender. Then he said, don't try to prepare your life. Don't rush out of fear or out of your own control. Then he said that's how you function. So that's lay down your expectations, your inner rules, your comparisons, and your measurements. I know that was a lot of words, but we have this whole podcast to break this down. And I'm just going to share like my day-to-day stories, man, of me applying this strategy and me working through these things. I just have a lot to share with you guys, man, because this journey is not easy. In March of this year, 2023, I had an opportunity to stay with the job that I was working at. I was working in accounting and film accounting. Because I was praying, I was like, God, I want to be able to be free. I want to be able to be creative. I want to get to know myself more. And I was just like getting weary at the job that I was working at. I was getting weary of the hours. I'm so tired. and I was like praying about it. But I didn't know when I was praying that meant that, yeah, this is not going to be an easy road at all when you literally ask for God to remove you from a job, to be able to do your creative things, to be able to do what he called you to do. And I didn't realize that I was also at the same time praying for the adversary, praying to go through the testing of not always having financially what I want. Like having to literally trust God to pay every bill. I don't know how this is going to get paid, God. It's due. But I have to trust you because I know that you got my back and he's going to make a way somehow. So I just want to share that with you, man. Like leaving my job in March of this year to pursue entrepreneurship and just going through those months, the back and forth, starting a new venture, starting to design websites, and then a few weeks later crashing, literally being like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, I'm not good at it. I don't feel like this is what I'm supposed to do. Trying to figure out what to do. And this whole time I was writing a book, and there would be times where I would stop. I would get weary and I'd be like, God, like, I feel like I'm literally wasting my time writing something. And the finances that I need to pay certain bills are not there, God. And through this whole time, it's just been do it empty. Trust him, have confidence, humble yourself. Don't try to prepare yourself, and don't compare your situation. Like, you've never been in this situation. So whatever situation you're in right now, this is the message. Do it empty. This is the way that you do something. So I just want to encourage you to join me in this podcast as we go through the days, ups and downs of life. I want to understand what you guys are going through as well, so that we can apply this to our daily life, so that we can have something to hold on to. Like this strategy literally has saved my life. This strategy has literally given me something to hold on to. It's been my like silent accountability partner. You know, when I want to give up, when I want to stop writing, when I want to say like I'm not a good wife, or I don't feel like I'm a good enough daughter. I feel like I don't know what to do with certain family dynamics. I feel lost. I feel numb. I just want to hide. All of those things literally that I go through. And I remember God said, do it empty. Okay, I have somewhere to go. I can trust in him. This is like an anchor for me. This reminds me that God has something for me, that God has something for you. This is a reminder that even in the midst of everything, there's always a way that you can do something. I literally felt so many times like it was the end of my rope. I couldn't go any further in this life because I didn't know what to do. This has taught me that I don't need an answer, a direct answer, a direct solution to be okay. I love you already. For those who are watching and listening. And let's go on this journey together, y'all. Peace, peace, peace.